Part 1.
You will hear a conversation between an operator and a caller. The talk is related to the problem faced by the caller related to his mobile phone bill.
First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10.
Platinum Phone Service. Rubina Martin speaking. How may I help you?
I'm facing a problem regarding my phone bill. I think this month the bill is a little higher compared to the previous months. I haven't used this number much this month.
Okay. What is your mobile number? I have to check on the system.
It's 95999 27680.
95999 27680. And your name, sir?
Carola de Silva.
Right. But, sir, the name doesn't match with the number.
This is my name, but the number is issued in the name of my wife. She is Susie de Silva.
Yes. Now it is compatible. Can you confirm the address?
Yeah, sure. It's AE9, street number 81, West Wroxall, London.
That's right. I just need to check it again. It's Susie de Silva, SUZIEDESILVA, AE9, street number 81, West, Wroxall, ROXHALL, London.
Absolutely correct.
Before the conversation continues, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10.
Now, I will check the call details. Kindly be online. Here it is. There are nearly 40 local calls and 20 international calls.
Is there any problem with the system? Because during this month, most of the time, me and my wife were out of station.
No, sir. There's nothing wrong with the system. I can give you some more details,
What type of details?
such as local cities and countries where the calls have been made.
That's right. Give me the details where international calling has been done.
Yes, sure. Most of the calls are to New York, Sydney, and Paris. Some others are to Colombia and Canada.
Okay, now I understand. One more thing. How can I get the print details of these calls? Is it possible?
Yes, definitely. You have to visit the nearest store where you deposit your phone bill. They will guide you about the procedure to get all these call details. Please don't forget to carry your identity card.
Is it a long procedure?
No, only some documentation and an application. Within 24 hours, it is processed and you will get to call details on your email.
Thank you for all your guidance and support.
Thank you.
That is the end of Part 1.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 2.
Part 2.
You're going to hear a newsreader who is telling news to the people. First, look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen to the recording and answer questions 11 to 16.
Now it's time for the main headlines and local news for today. First of all, the report related to the proposed flyover and other developments around the village of Strawberry was published. This morning, the news has created a lot of interest. The new flyover will pass along the south side of the village. It will cross the river and separate the village from the city. But that is not the end. There are also plans to build societies, each comprising of 50 to 80 houses. There is also a proposal to build an industrial and technological park where companies can establish their production. A new shopping center, recreational center with all sports facilities and swimming pool is also proposed. All the plans are on the farmland and the government will pay a handsome compensation for it.
Now look at questions 17 to 20. As the talk continues, answer questions 17 to 20.
Another hot news which is different is that the government is planning to change the recruitment procedure. The new government is planning to hold more competitions and recruitment will be directly on the merit criteria. It seems that this year students will have to face cutthroat competition. There will be 2 exams, one preliminary and the other mains. Every deserving candidate will be given a chance to take the exam. And now for something quite different. This year's exams results have been declared and there are a lot of happy faces. It is the first time that 100% success rate has been declared for senior secondary exams. It seems that a huge rush will be there in the colleges to get admission. We spoke to many principals of schools and colleges. They are very happy to see the result and the success rate. There will be another new bulletin at 6 p.m. Till then, have a good day.
That is the end of part 2.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 3.
Part 3.
In this section, you will hear a conversation between a lecturer and his 2 students, Clark and Lucy. The conversation is related to the marks scored in essays. Look at questions 21 to 25. Listen to the conversation and answer questions 21 to 25.
So, Lucy, here's your assignment. And Clark, you've already got yours back. Anything you want to ask or any comments?
Yes, I would like to discuss the marks pattern, distribution and marks towards final grade.
Well, in one academic session, you have to write 5 assignments.
Yes, that I know.
And each essay is marked out of 20, which gives you a total of 100 marks.
Yes, that's right.
The total grading is divided into 2 parts. One is written and the other is your 5 assignments. Both are awarded 50% each.
Right, so the 5 assignments contribute to 50% of a final grade for the year.
Yes, absolutely correct.
I scored 16 out of 20 marks for this assignment, which gives me 8 towards my final grade.
Yes. And Lucy, how about you?
I scored 14 for this one. I've got 7.
Yes? Do you want any clarification?
Yes, I got very less in this assignment, while in the previous one I had got 18 out of 20.
Same with me. Got 18 in the last, and now only 16.
Okay, I have to move for my next class. Do you want to ask anything more?
We both want to know the difference.
Okay.
Now look at questions 26 to 30. As the talk continues, answer questions 26 to 30. You gave me 16 for this assignment and 18 for my previous one. What is the difference? Was the last one better than this?
Well, the previous one was remarkably different from this one.
Oh, really?
Yes, I found that you had spent quality time preparing it. There were quite a lot of relevant examples. You even found some information that I was not even aware of. Your sources were very sound. Even I checked their authenticity before awarding the marks. The answers were well organized and the style of presentation was also elegant. I found you really worked with full dedication.
Oh, thank you very much for all your appreciation.
I must say that your previous assignments was a masterpiece amongst all students.
Yes, it took me a very long time to search the information first and then put it into a systematic way. It was really burning lamps at night.
How long did it take you to prepare it?
Frankly speaking, for my first and second assignment, I only scored 12 and 14, which was really shocking for me. Then I contacted some last year students and read the assignments of those who had scored the highest. There I got an idea and started working from the same day when the assignment was given.
Discipline, dedication, and determination brought the results for you.
Can I rewrite this once again?
I'm sorry, but it's impossible.
Is there no way to improve it?
I'm afraid not this time, but don't worry, you can cover in another 2 assignments. And you, Lucy.
Well, to be honest, I'm happy with my marks, because the efforts I made got me good results.
The best part of your assignment is that you gave quite a long list of source material, which I found very well. But to tell you about the presentation, it was a little unorganized and informal. Seems to be a duty to submit.
Yes, you are correct. This time I didn't spend much time on it, as I was busy with some other things.
But you should not take your assignment casually. They make 50% of your achievement.
Yes, sure, next time I'll present it more seriously. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
That is the end of part 3.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to Part 4.
Part 4.
You will hear an extract from a talk given by a lecturer from an archaeology department about moist broadleaf forest, Amazon rainforest. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. The Amazon rainforest is a moist broadleaf forest that covers most of the Amazon basin of South America. This basin encompasses 7 million square kilometers, of which 5,500,000 square kilometers are covered by the rainforest. This region includes territory belonging to 9 nations. The majority of the forest is contained within Brazil with 60% of the rainforest, followed by Peru with 13%, Colombia with 10%, and with minor amounts in Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana. States or departments in 4 nations contain Amazonas in their names. The Amazon represents over half of the planet's remaining rainforests and comprises the largest and most biodiverse tract of tropical rainforest in the world, with an estimated 390 billion individual trees divided into 16,000 species. Based on archaeological evidence, human inhabitants first settled in the Amazon region at least 11,200 years ago. Subsequent development led to late prehistoric settlements along the periphery of the forest by 1250 AD, which induced alterations in the forest cover. For a long time, it was thought that the Amazon rainforest was only ever sparsely populated, as it was impossible to sustain a large population through agriculture given the poor soil. Archaeologist Betty Makkar was a prominent proponent of this idea, as described in her book Amazonia, Man and Culture in a Counterfeit Paradise. She claimed that a population density of 0.2 inhabitants per square kilometer is the maximum that can be sustained in the rainforest through hunting, with agriculture needed to host a larger population. Some 5 million people may have lived in the Amazon region in 1500 AD, divided between dense coastal settlements such as that at Marajo and inland dwellers. By 1900, the population had fallen to 1 million, and by the early 1980s, it was less than 200,000. The first European to travel the length of the Amazon River was Francesco de Orellana in 1542. The BBC's Unnatural Histories presents evidence that Orellana, rather than exaggerating his claims as previously thought, was correct in his observations that a complex civilization was flourishing along the Amazon in the 1540s. It is believed that civilization was later devastated by the spread of diseases from Europe, such as smallpox. Since the 1970s, numerous geoglyphs have been discovered on the deforested land dating between 1250 AD, furthering claims about pre-Columbian civilization. Alceuranzi, a Brazilian geographer, is accredited with first discovering the geoglyphs whilst flying over Accra. The BBC's Unnatural Histories presented evidence that the Amazon rainforest, rather than being a pristine wilderness, has been shaped by man for at least 11,000 years through practices such as forest gardening and terra preta. Terra preta, black earth, which is distributed over large areas in the Amazon forest, is now widely accepted as a product of indigenous soil management. The development of this fertile soil allowed agriculture and silviculture in the previously hostile environment, meaning that large portions of the Amazon rainforest are probably the result of centuries of human management rather than naturally occurring as has previously been supposed. In the region of the Xingu tribe, remains of some of these large settlements in the middle of the Amazon forest were found in 2003 by Michael Heckenberger and colleagues of the University of Florida. Among those were evidence of roads, bridges, and large plazas.
That is the end of part 4.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.